Have you ever heard of a place that doesn't just kill you, it preserves you? Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. A place where death doesn't decay, it freezes in time. Lake Natron. On the surface, it looks almost beautiful. Calm, pink, reflective like glass. But that reflection hides something deeply unnatural, something that turns living creatures into stone-like statues. So what is this place really? And what happens if you fall into it? Because here's the strange part. This isn't a legend. It's real. And it's happening right now. Located in northern Tanzania, Lake Natron doesn't flow into any river or ocean. It's trapped. Everything that enters stays. Water evaporates. Minerals build up. And over time, the lake becomes a chemical trap. But that's not even the craziest part. Right next to it stands an active volcano. Not just any volcano, but one that erupts a rare type of lava found almost nowhere else on Earth. And that lava doesn't just cool into rock. It dissolves into the lake, turning the water into something far more dangerous than you'd expect. So the real question is, what exactly is in that water? And why does it turn animals into what look like stone statues? The answer begins with chemistry, but ends in something that feels almost supernatural. Lake Natron is loaded with sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. If those sound familiar, they should. These are the same compounds ancient Egyptians used for mummification. Let that sink in. The lake isn't just water. It's a natural preservation solution. And this is where it gets weird. The pH level of Lake Natron can reach 10.5. That's close to ammonia. Strong enough to burn skin. Strong enough to destroy eyes. Strong enough to stop decay entirely. Which explains the haunting images discovered in 2013 by photographer Nick Brandt. He found birds, perfectly preserved. Not skeletons. Not rotting corpses. Whole bodies. Frozen in lifelike poses. As if time itself had stopped. But here's the twist. They didn't turn to stone instantly. They died first. Then the lake slowly coated their bodies in mineral deposits. Hardened them. Preserved them. Like nature performing its own version of taxidermy. But that raises a new question. If this place is so deadly, why would any animal go near it at all? Because for some creatures, this deadly lake isn't a threat. It's a sanctuary. And that's when things changed. Flamingos, thousands of them, flock to Lake Natron every year. Right into the toxic water. Right into the danger. But they don't die. Why? Because they've adapted. Their legs are covered in tough, scaly skin that resists the chemicals. Their bodies can handle extreme salinity. They can even filter the toxic water using specialized glands. And their food? Toxic algae. The very thing that makes the lake dangerous is what feeds them. But here's the strange part. The danger protects them. Predators won't come near the lake. The water is too harsh, too unforgiving. So flamingos raise their young here, in the middle of what should be a death zone. A safe haven built on poison. But that raises a disturbing thought. If flamingos can survive, could a human? What would actually happen if you stepped into Lake Natron? At first, it might not feel deadly. Depending on the season, the water can feel warm, almost soothing. But that comfort is a lie. Because within seconds, things start to go wrong. The temperature can spike up to 60 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to cause third-degree burns in under 5 seconds. And beneath the surface? Sharp, salt-crusted formations. Jagged, hidden, ready to tear into skin. But that's not even the worst part. The real danger is chemical. Your eyes would burn instantly. Any open cut would feel like it's on fire. Your skin would begin to break down. And if you stayed too long, you wouldn't just die. You'd be preserved. Your body wouldn't rot. It wouldn't decay. It would harden. Slowly. Quietly. And hundreds of years later, you might still be there. Recognizable. Intact. Like you never left. But here's where it gets even more unbelievable. Someone actually survived. In 2007, a helicopter crashed into Lake Natron. Right into the toxic water. Passengers injured. Trapped. Surrounded by one of the most dangerous lakes on Earth. It should have been the end. But it wasn't. One survivor, despite injuries, managed to crawl out. Reached the shore. Found help. Local Maasai tribespeople rushed in. Built stretchers. Carried the injured to safety. They survived. But only just. Because Lake Natron doesn't forgive mistakes. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't look dangerous. And that's what makes it so terrifying. A place that appears calm, but destroys anything that misunderstands it. And yet, for flamingos, it's home. For scientists, It's a mystery. For the rest of us, it's a reminder that the most beautiful places on Earth can hide the deadliest secrets. So here's the question that still hasn't been answered. If a lake can preserve life after death, what else on this planet is quietly waiting to do the same?